Hey guys, this is Salmon17 and god damn it. Oh boy, this is kind of difficult to talk about. Oh my god. If I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna tell you right now, I am fucking dead inside, like really dead inside. No original ideas, everything is rebooted just to make it more political. Um, Animation is treated nothing as a kid stuff. There are some very little tiny, like looking through a microscope type of idea where people actually try, but this is really grinding my gears. Like, this is when you read the title of the video, Originality is fucking dead, guys. Like, original, creative, imaginative ideas are just dead because instead of bringing something amazing, creative, imaginative towards the new generation, instead of, things like that, like for example, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse or How to Train Your Dragon 3. Well, well, Into the Spider-Verse does a lot of money because it did make a lot of money because it's a Spider-Man movie. Everyone loves Spider-Man. It did something right. It did something different. It tried something new. That's why it did a lot of money because it is a very well-known property. Then we have How to Train Your Dragon 3. It did really good in the box office, I believe. And then we have the Lion King remake or Avengers Endgame making like bajillion dollars, and then woohoo Disney because we are idiots because we don't need original ideas, we need just remakes. We need to make movies that are accustomed to the popularity of certain things like Marvel, DC, and we don't need to make it animated because animation is just fucking childish. We need to remake everything childish, like Disney, in this year, a few months later, probably November or December, are gonna release Lady in the Trap, quote unquote, quote unquote, live action remake of Lady in the Tramp. Lady. You know why a lot of people disliked the Lion King remake? You know why? Because it's basically it's the exact same movie as the animated version, but it has less soul, less creativity, less anything for the movie. But it still made $1 bajillion because people are idiots. Like, Disney can do nothing wrong. Oh my god, the Lion King, we need to show this to the new generation. Show them the fucking animated. How hard it is to get up your fucking lazy ass, put on the DVD on your DVD or Blu-ray player and watch it from there. If you want to show something for a newer generation from your old times, then show them the movies you grew up with and you watched. This is a really shitty excuse for making, oh my god, they're doing live action remakes for the future generations, blah blah blah. Like, shut the fuck up with that new generation bullshit. I am sick of this excuse. I'm really getting sick of all these remakes, all these woke agendas, all these fucking... I'm sick of life right now. Like, I'm sick of the fact that we have no original ideas. and when they are our original ideas, they're not picked up on because it's not the Avengers, it's not the fucking MCU, it's not Spider-Man, it's not the Lion King, it's not something that is associated with a much more profitable or well-known property. Like, how the fuck do you think how these properties were made? Because people had their own original idea back in the 40s and like all the way to fucking 90s, and they created the show and tried to do their best to put a hard work and effort into making their property. That's why how they were popular and people loved them. But nowadays it's just like Smurfs, live action, Woody the Woodpecker, live action, The Lion King, Pinocchio, Lady in a Tramp, Lilo on Stage, everything live action. Like, I am so tired of this. I myself have original story ideas, but I'm really afraid to show them to people because they will not accept it. Some people might call me a misogynist because I'm not making a character gay enough, or I'm not making a female character more the central role of the cast to show her that she's superior, or I'm offending people because I have drawn the character or made the female character feminine, because the fuck checking ourselves in the mirror, fuck checking out how reality works, how women actually look like in real life. You know, but he can show that in animation because it's just for kids. Like, oh my god, I'm really getting tired of this. Like, I'm really tired of talking about this. Like, but I can't stop myself. I really can't stop myself from talking about this, because a lot of people even keep on talking about this because the people want something new. They want something different. They want something people can put hard work and effort into something, especially when it comes to entertainment. But nowadays people in the West are just like I feel like everyone in the West, especially in the United States, people just decided to smoke. All of people decided to smoke crack, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna see this movie because it's my childhood. Like, this is insane. Like, I apologize if I offended anyone. It's not my intention, but it's really getting tiresome, and people, especially in the West, are just getting dumber and dumber as time moves on. Like, what the fuck happened? Like, back in the 90s and all the way to mid-2000s, people had creativity. Not all of the movies were good, not all the movies or TV shows were good, but at least some of them, like Genndy Tartakovsky's Samurai Jack, Kids Next Door, children's shows that did really well because the people put hard work and effort into these shows. Cartoon Network declined Galactic Kids Next Door because it wanted to tell a much more mature and serious story, you know, because the characters are growing up, and the situation is a bit more darker and serious. But we can show that to kids. We can't show like characters having fucking emotions or something like that. Nah. We need to like hear characters cry for 5 minutes and then they're like, oh, okay, everything is resolved now. We're just fucking talking, or not making long 22-minute episodes where people are in a conflict and have to develop as fucking human beings to actually, you know, be better, to better themselves and help other people, you know, to make them realize there are some people out there that are still good, and they're not all people are evil. But fuck that noise. We can't show shows like that to kids anymore. Nah. We can't show no violence, no nothing. Yet fucking Avengers MCU movies show violence like 24/7, blowing CGI aliens and stuff like that. Yeah, that is acceptable because, you know, it's live action, it is more real, it is more mature. Yeah, we can have, like, we don't have maturity in animation. Let's see, Invader Zim, Courage the Cowardly Dog, Samurai Jack, especially Season 5, even there are some really mature themes in Generator Rex, and Symbionic Titan. I can even Star Wars The Clone Wars series, I have lists of shows that tries to also tell, there's also Avatar The Last Airbender, etc. You can make original ideas, but you need to stop looking down upon animation. Fuck's sake, how is Japan not? I'm surprised Japan hasn't. I'm still surprised Japan hasn't gone on this dark path, thinking, "Oh, we need to make everything more political, so we must do it because we need to make these stupid people from Tumblr and Twitter just happy or something like that." Like, it is really annoying how people act nowadays because it is ridiculous how people in Japan, especially in anime, they do whatever they create. They go creative. They want to create new and original ideas. Of course, the original story idea started from a manga, but then they try to make it animated because with animation you can do a lot more. You can make characters move. You really can't really replicate a live action or even freaking CGI animation. But nowadays, but with the freaking West, they're like, no, everything must be live action, CGI. We can or 3D animation. It's not like I have anything against 3D animation, but they really start to miss 2D animation. I'm currently thinking to rewatch the original Lion King again on my DVD because the movie made me appreciate 2D animation when I first time watched it. But nowadays, it's just like no original ideas. There's nothing you can do. Originality, dead. Like, it is really ridiculous how people are nowadays. Well, thinking original ideas they can do well, blah blah blah. Because people are nowadays are just afraid of doing actual risks because we need more profitable, more well-known properties because people will see them more than they want to see something original and interesting. But no, but we need to reboot everything as well, blah, blah, blah. We can't show them fucking something original that was done better in the fucking 70s or something like that. But nah, it's outdated, CGI is bad, blah, blah, blah. It's not... Seriously, my throat is killing me because this shit is really gone long enough as it is, and... And I don't know what it is, like, I don't know what it is, because people nowadays are just like, original ideas? Pfft, nah, we don't need that shit. Like, are you serious? Like, why can't you make something original anymore? Because nowadays it's just everything feels the same. Nothing feels unique, something very interesting. You can do reboots, alright? You can do reboots, but if you do them right, but as long as you do them right. But nowadays it's just like reboot, remake. Pfft. Who cares? Money, because we can. It is really ridiculous because I'm always talking about this a lot because, like I said, I love animation. I'm always talking about why I want to create an animated TV show, action cartoon series, blah blah blah. Why I love action cartoons, but because with action-oriented cartoons, they are more for me they were more than just pure action, violence and stuff like that. They're actually the action cartoons were. Cartoon series that actually try to tell really interesting stories with really relatable characters that you can really see yourself from these characters, and you can replicate how these characters feel the same way you do in real life. That's what makes action cartoons really interesting. I still love watching original Teen Titans because I see myself a lot from these characters like Cyborg, Starfire, Raven. I can see a lot of things from my point of view, the way how I am as a person, and I can see these kind of situations from how these characters are written, how these characters act, what these characters do in their actions. I can see myself from these characters, but nowadays it's just like everyone is funny, ha ha ha. Everyone doesn't learn anything, ha ha ha. It's like really ridiculous how we barely get any good action-oriented cartoon series. Now, a lot of people say Dragon Prince. We have the new Shiro reboot. Shut the fuck about the Shiro reboot because because that show is garbage. Because but Shiro, my biggest problem with Shiro is just like Noella Stevenson, the creator of Shiro, just crammers in shipping, gay relationships, and basically sacrifices good writing and fucking character development and having characters actually grow the fuck up. But no. Shipping is more important. We need more gay characters. Like, for fuck's sake. Like, I know I'm pissing off a lot of people when I'm talking shit about hammering in like these SJW like feminist or blah or. I'm really getting sick of basically every cartoon, even 12 Forever, the new cartoon series that just came out, just makes the main character lesbian because we need more diversity, because diversity is more important than fucking having character development and good storytelling. It's really ridiculous because because for me, when I want to make an action cartoon series, or basically a cartoon series in general, I don't want to focus on fucking diversity or fucking political agendas or anything like that. I want to create a creative, original idea that a lot of people, when they watch that show, they can see they can see something from that character's perspective, the way they see themselves in real life. That's how animation. With animation, you can have characters do things you can't do in real life, like. But also, it's not bad to actually put some realism in the characters as well. Like, you need to make if you're making an animated show, especially, if you're making a story-driven show, especially an action cartoon series, you have to make the characters feel as human as possible. Because if you don't do that, then you don't feel anything from these characters. That's a problem with the rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They have good action, but the characters are all the same. They always act like idiots, and they don't take anything seriously. And that is the biggest problem, because the characters feel the exact same. They basically have the same personality. Now that the characters have different personalities, why the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles worked as a cartoon series? Because each Ninja Turtle has a different personality. Donatello was the smart one. Michelangelo was the party dude. Raphael was the tough one. Leonardo was the leader. Leonardo always tries to, keep together his team, his brothers, so they don't end up doing something stupid or make a dumb mistake that gets them killed. Raphael's the tough one, thinks he doesn't need anyone, he always is tough, but later on in the series he learns that being tough and being brutal all the time doesn't always work out as you think, and without people taking care of you, you will eventually end up in a situation that you will die or be alone forever. But like I said, this is an example for it. Teen Titans also does this. Avatar: The Last Airbender does this because each of these characters have different personalities. My biggest issue with as well with the modern entertainment industry is that when people create like these jokey, free type characters, like for example Beast Boy or Sokka, or the characters always joke around. They feel like they have like one personality. They only joke around and they don't take things seriously. Now, of course, in some cases they do that, but later on when the situation gets really serious, these characters actually try to take things seriously and mature later on as the story goes on. Sokka, sure, he always jokes around, but at the same time, he is leader of his own tribe. His father trusts him to protect his sister, and there was even an inferiority. Can't say that word. I will try. Inferiority. I can't say that word. Like a complex. basically inferiority complex. I hope I said that right. Like Sokka feels inferior because of the benders like Toph, Katara, Aang, all these bending elements in one of the episodes called Sokka's Master, which is actually one of my favorite episodes. They show that Sokka kind of feels useless, especially when it comes to combat. Sure, he has a strategist and also a good planner, and he can read maps, help the gang to travel around the world without getting spotted or getting themselves killed. But at the same time, when it comes to actual combat or something like that, he tries his best to learn something about it, but he still feels inferior because he's a non-bender. And then in the Sokka's Master, when he tries to figure out what if there's something more to him than just being the person that he is, being a regular person, then he goes to see a firebending master who teaches how to use a sword, and he teaches Sokka because using a sword isn't just about what kind of gender the person is or what culture that person is. Mastering the sword is everyone's skill if they are willing to learn that skill and use it to protect others and also the people they care about. And that's what the message about the episode was, that just because you're inferior doesn't mean you have to stick to that position. You have to try everything you can just to find your place in the world. That's what I really liked about the episode. Teen Titans also kind of did a similar thing where in Starfighter, and remember talking about Teen Titans before, where Starfighter left, where she traveled in time, because without Starfighter has this cheerful, kind personality towards others. Sure, she's a really sorry, I choked. Basically, with Starfighter, she's strong, independent woman, but also she's very kind, and she doesn't want to look down upon people, or don't want her friends, the Titans, break up, because she feels like they are her family. But when she traveled through time 20 years later, all the Titans broke up, because without Starfighter, you can't have, you can't balance out the characters, or the oh my god, that is embarrassing. But still, she tries to bring back the team together, but each of the team members, each character has a different personality, and they're all their own inferiority. I can't say that word correctly, I apologize. Still, like Raven has this dark side, she can't fully control it, so she has to be emotionless, so she doesn't go full murder psycho on everyone. Beast Boy is like the weakest of the members, but with the team he feels like he belongs there. But after the Titans broke up, he can't really do solo hero jobs like he thought he could, and he didn't want to go back to the Doom Patrol, because the Doom Patrol's leader, Mento, is kind of a jackass and treats Beast Boy instead of treating him like a friend or a family member, he treats him like a team member, like a soldier, and that's why Beast Boy quit the Doom Patrol. Cyborg is half human, half robot, so he can't have a normal life as a human being anymore. So he relies so much on his own technology to survive in our society. And basically, he's basically like a physically disabled person in some way. Robin's personality trait, he's not like completely heartless, but his biggest issue is that he takes things way too seriously, to the point that he, even in one episode with Slade, where Robin tries to fight like a vision of Slade, like his own imagination, but that imagination hurts him because Robin is so obsessed stopping Slade, because he feels like he's the only one who can beat Slade, because he feels like he's the only one who can stop something that big of a threat, because he went even as far as threatening his own friends' lives. So so he could stop Slade. But because of, I feel like it's because of how, if you know Robin's backstory, you know that is because of how Batman trained him. Batman is also a very cold, very serious character. He always puts the mission first rather than putting the lives of other people second. No, of course, it's not like Batman is heartless. Like, it's not like he's completely heartless, but at the same time, Batman's biggest issue is that he takes things a little too far. He takes things a little bit too seriously. He feels like he's the only one who can do everything because, you know, he's Batman. But it's not true because he's still a human being, and he will make a mistake. He will make a judgmental decision that will, you know, make people look at him in a different light. Instead of seeing him as a good guy, they might even see him as a bad guy. Because some people, even in Gotham City, I feel like when it comes to Batman, they feel like Batman can be just as bad as the Joker or Two-Face or any of the Batman villains that he stopped and put in Arkham. And considering most of the villains were created because of Batman, you understand why people have this kind of fear of Batman. Some people don't, but a lot of people in Gotham City are afraid of Batman because some people might think he might turn on the city, he might do something illegal or something like that. You know what I mean. And that's why I really love Teen Titans and Avatar: The Last Airbender. Now, of course, I haven't completely finished the DVD set. I'm still trying. I will try to, you know, finish the last few episodes. But still, you know what I mean. But still, these are original ideas. Of course, they're probably taken from other interpretations of these characters, but they try to make something different, something unique, and something that people can look up to and be like, yeah, that is cool. Something people actually come up with and try to make things in their own way. That is really cool. But nowadays it's just like originality. Pff, who cares? Like, this isn't my biggest problem, and especially when how the titles of movies and TV shows are like, a lot of them use the same fucking titles, but nowadays you have to differentiate them with the years. Like, for example, when I'm talking about The Lion King, which version do you think I'm talking about? The current 2019 version or the 1994 version that came out like 20 years ago? And of course people might think I'm talking about the new version that just came out, but no, I'm talking about the animated version. Same thing about the Justice League. I'm talking about Justice League, but which version am I talking about? Am I talking about the animated version of Justice League, or am I talking about the live action version? Because they use the same title, and it's kind of in some cases it will get really confusing to a lot of people. And it's not just like with movies and TV shows as well. Video games also have the same problem. For example, the new God of War. Like, which God of War am I talking about? Am I talking about the current PS4 version, or am I talking about the original game that originally started the whole franchise? Ratchet and Clank, the same idea, and the same problem, same title. Which I'm talking about, the PS4 version or the classic PS2 version? It's kind of really confusing, especially when you're trying to have a normal conversation, but you have to change topics because, like, people have to change in a millisecond the different topics so people understand which topic are you talking about, which idea you're talking about. But nowadays it's just like, nah, and nothing is original anymore and blah blah blah. But it's really insane when people think of. It's like people nowadays just talking through their wallets, and instead of talking through their, you know, functional brains, their brains they need to use, and then through their emotions, like, instead of talking through that, nowadays it's just like, women is superior, gay people are awesome, blah blah blah. Like, who the fuck cares? Like, at this point, like I'm really like every time when I see about this whole, you know, LGBT propaganda being spread out all over the place. Even my country is even going through that phase right now. And people are like, yeah, gay, everyone must be gay because that's how the world needs to work. But whenever time when I see like anything that is associated with a fucking rainbow at this point, I'm just roll my eyes. I'm like, well, they're just doing that again, but I'm not. I'm not gonna bother, you know, say my things about it because I will offend anyone and people get triggered and just write in the YouTube comments or Twitters and Tumblrs and like, this guy's a misogynist, he doesn't care about people. Like, it's kind of ridiculous how the world is nowadays, because that's how it is. No original ideas, no creativity, no originality, no nothing, and it's fucking ridiculous. I might have gone off topic in this video, in this long ass video, but honestly, I'm trying my best to make my point across. Like, I hope I did all right. I hope you guys agree with me. And this is Salmon17 signing off. And if you want, you can give a like, share this video, whatever. I just don't care anymore. Like, things need to be changed, and not for the worse, but for the better. And I feel like original ideas need to be more spread out and need to be more popularized than just fucking remakes and shitty reboots and stuff like that. Anyways, see you guys later. This is Salmon17. Salmon117 signing off.